Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah, man. It's Friday. You know, after Maghrib, technically it's Friday. So, inshallah, people read them some Surah al-Kahf before Jummah. Try to read as much as you can. So, as y'all can see, man, I'm already laughing, man. My good guy, D's don't be making it no better. You know what I'm saying? But, we ain't really got no major topic tonight. But, what I want to discuss, man, is, speaking without knowledge, man. Especially trying to be argumentative, right? And then one thing we have now, man, is that Muslims will just make up dalil. See, there's a difference between proof and evidence. Sometimes what you think is proof is only proof for why you understand that. So like people, when they do qiyas, they can try to take a hadith or a Quran ayat and fit it where it doesn't go. Or, even something that's not in the Quran or the Sunnah. Right? So, and I promise y'all, because we ain't got no real topic, for real, just sitting up here busting it up with these, and we not going to be long, because, Jummah tomorrow, I want to read a little Surah al-Kahf. And I promise y'all, this is the last time I'm going to address the Nation of Islam brother that be in my comments, that think I don't know who he is. He switch up YouTube accounts. So one thing about the way my page is set up, but I don't get money, when YouTube recognize who they is and they kind of trollish, they put their comments in a particular box, right? And then it show me this and that, and then I have to approve it. So he think I don't know who he is. Why? I don't know. But not really addressing him. But this is funny to me, because y'all notice every time he say something out of his mouth, he said like it's super hot, and then I show him wrong, just like he tried to say the little comments to the brother about Alaska. So I don't want to seem like it's going back and forth, and I'm not going to make it a big thing. I'm done with it with him. But this funny to me because people speak without knowledge. It is something that I do want to speak about, though. Some things concerning Islam, but I have to do this, man. It's comical, and I don't, the brother funny to me. I'm finna show y'all something. Let me try to blow it up. I don't want to show the bottom of it because y'all might figure it out too quick. Let me get that up close. Hold on. Dang. Okay, there it is. That looked pretty good. Guess who that is, y'all? Guess who that is, y'all? Fard Muhammad. Hey, y'all, that's their Allah. let me put it up there again. Guess who that is, y'all? Look, and I'm gonna show it right here where y'all can go look at it if y'all want to watch some of the documentary. Not really the documentary. Let me get a little close. I want y'all to look at him real good. That's Fard Muhammad. No cap. Of course, people gonna want to argue it and debate it. Now, because he said in a comment about I don't have to promote the NOI and we got our own, and Fard Muhammad was never found after he disappeared. See, this is something that the Nation of Islam them say, because that's proof that he was Allah. Like he just went back to Jenna or something, and all this and that. But look at the look. I want to show y'all the conflict between why they logically can't click. Who do they consider to be the Mahdi that's supposed to come back? Let me show it one more time. Look at Fard Muhammad, y'all. And this ain't no cap. Yes, Fard Muhammad didn't disappear. Yes, Fard Muhammad came back around. I done said it in up-teen videos and videos that he watched. Wallahi, his granddaughter lived in this city. Now her and her husband did move to a city like 30 miles away because he got a better job there. They might have moved back because his parents still here, and he might just be driving over there because they go back and forth. I done sat in rooms with her. Okay. Fard Muhammad's real granddaughter. I done said it in multiple videos. Okay. She got pictures of him. She got pictures of him with her mother, which is his daughter. Okay. Pictures of him holding her when he was younger. When she was younger. Right? Got pictures of his parents. Got letters that he wrote to her grandmother, which was his wife when he was in prison in California. Got all of it. Okay? Now, it's a couple of things I want to address. I promise y'all, I ain't going to stay on this too long. But it's funny to me. Because for whatever reason, he think he's some... I'm not going to go into him because I don't want it to seem like I'm bashing him. But he want to make a comment that I don't know nothing about the Nation of Islam. And I've never been in the ranks. And I'm telling y'all, man, when I be on here, I'm telling y'all the truth. Listen. Wallahi, 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 Allah as my witness. In 2002 or 2003, I'm not 100% sure of the year, but it was 2002. I want to say it was in 2002. Wallahi, 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 Allah as my witness, the Nation of Islam offered me my own temple with a charter. Okay? Now he talking about, I don't know nothing about the Nation of Islam and I ain't never been in the ranks. Wallahi, they offered me my own temple. Now, when I had went to college, I hooked up with some 5%ers. So I started toying with the 5%ers. Okay? Long story short, the bulk of the 5% lessons, there's a few things that putting them made, like the flag and different stuff. But the bulk of the lessons came out of the Nation of Islam. I didn't know that at the time, although a lot of the stuff, Fard Muhammad wrote it. Okay. So, studying 120 and all that, basically I mastered the lessons. We was in this group, this Yahoo group and MySpace group. So in this group, the Muslims, the 5%ers, the Nation of Islam, the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, and the Nuwabians. We all used to be in these groups arguing. And because I knew the Moor stuff, because wallahi, 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 Allah as my witness, they also offered me a chartered more science temple. Okay? and see, y'all think I'm joking. Even like right now, more than one person that's outside of this city, people be offering to get a building for me to have a masjid to teach. We need you. If I get a masjid, if I get a building, this and that, will you come run it? Will you come do the cook bars? They do the same thing with me with the dean in 2024. Okay? So the Nation of Islam thing came about because in this group, the sister was a secretary at one of the main temples. Like I said, it's like a franchise. You get a charter. So your Nation of Islam temples, and when you get a charter, you pay for the charter, which ties you to their corporation. You pay a flat fee for that. Then you give them a monthly fee every month. And then through the chart, the chart, it shows what you charge for membership, right? There's a membership fee. There's an application fee. It's a difference between adult and a child. Then there's monthly dues. Okay? So then if there's anything that I want to sell in-house, with the corporation's license, with the charter, they also give you a plug on the pendants, all type of little memorabilia, Nation of Islam stuff. Then all the books you get wholesale. So I get the books wholesale, and then I buy them from them wholesale, and then I sell them to the members in the temple. And then the way that the lessons go, like when you start off with your student enrollment, you pay a fee for your student enrollment. Then if you pass student enrollment, at the same time you have to go through FOI training, and then the girls have to go through Muslim girl training. Alright? So then if you don't have the money to take the next lessons what come, because you have to pay for the lessons to move up. So anyway, she was a secretary for one of the main temples. And she was like, because by me being a 5%, I didn't know I knew the Nation of Islam stuff. I didn't know Puddin took it out of the Nation of Islam, who was Clarence 13X. He brought the lessons out of the temple. So when I was arguing and she seen that, she was like, man, I'm going to talk to them about you. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to expand. Because the Nation of Islam, you know, it started to lose membership in smaller cities. Right? So she was like, I'm going to talk to them about you, this and that. So I'm thinking she wanted to holler at me about trying to join the nation. So, wallahi, when they got with me and contacted me, wallahi, and they talked to me and seen that I knew the lessons, like when I was talking to her, I'm like, she was like, you got all that stuff mastered, they want to offer you a charter. And I was like, I don't know no Nation of Islam stuff, that's 5% stuff. So she was like, no, those lessons came out of the temple. So I was like, oh, that's why Fard Muhammad name all over this stuff, right? So anyway, wallahi, when they contacted me, you know what I'm saying, and they talked to me to see what all I knew, wallahi, they offered me a charter. And the only thing that I had to do that I didn't do, I didn't go through FOI training. But I already had a little martial arts under my belt. So I was going to have to go through FOI training. But the lessons I already had it all mastered. And then I already knew enough about the deen. And they was trying to transition into bringing more deen into the nation. So like even as you look at them now, you can see where they're making that transition where they know more deen than they used to. They really fasting for Ramadan for real. Some of them even praying Taraweeh now. You know, they reading their Quran during Ramadan. Things that they was at the time when they came to me, they wasn't doing some of that stuff. right? So when they sent me, so he emailed me the whole entire contract for the charter, what I'm going to pay for it, and then what I'm going to pay as a monthly fee, and then what I charge for membership and monthly dues, and then how I can suspend the rules. Everything is in it, the bylaws. If I suspend the person, right? If I suspend them, if I expel them, kick them out, all of this is in there, how to deal with it. So it was breaking down, this is what you give us monthly, and then what you make off of your membership fees and this and that and everything that you charge, and then what you make off books, newspapers that you get from us wholesale. After you pay whatever your bills, whatever else you pocketed, that's your money. Okay? So it's funny because this dude trying to tell me something when wallahi, they offer me a charter to start my temple. And I get my own building. Okay? He talking this and that. They ain't never offer him no charter. And then he want to talk about where Far Muhammad is and all this other stuff. He don't really know nothing about it. But he always want to try to defend it and come on there and get people into arguing about culture and this and that. I done stated in numerous videos, Far Muhammad's granddaughter lived here, pictures with him and everything. So you can go find, even Wharf Dean said that Far Muhammad came back. So this girl, like I said, his granddaughter, and when you look at the pictures, he has a little more yellow in his skin than what those black and white pictures look like, right? And her, like I said, she looks Indian, Pakistani, mixed with white. Dude has some New Zealand and Indian, Pakistani in him. So anyway, when they even got it on a documentary where she busts the picture out when he's very old. Okay? They're having a birthday party for him. It's on the documentary. So when the picture surfaced, they asking her, is this really Far Muhammad? She was like, yeah, that's him. And she's telling everything and about the conversation that she had. She even got the letters that he was writing her. Just like his granddaughter. She got letters and stuff from him. And pictures. Everything. It was her grandfather. Now, her mother, which was his daughter, they didn't want to expose this at a certain time because they thought the Nation of Islam would try to kill them. Because it undermines the whole foundation of everything. They think Far Muhammad is Allah. Okay? Now, Elijah Muhammad, at one point when the FBI came and told him who Far Muhammad was, he offered $100,000 to anybody that can come prove that he was who the FBI was saying that he was. This girl grandmother, who was Far Muhammad's wife at the time, she came and had a meeting with Elijah Muhammad, showed letters he written from prison, showed pictures of him as a kid with his parents, school records. She proved that that's who he was. But Elijah Muhammad didn't pay her. Because if he would have paid her, it would have been proof to the rest of the nation this man was a fraud. This is their foundation that they're standing on. He's Allah in person. Alright? So, in this picture where they're having a birthday party for him. He's very old, as you can see, because he also went to traditional Islam. Like I said in the other video, his cousin, who was an Ahmadiyyan, where he was getting a lot of his deen from, was from India and Pakistani. And he came to America. Alright? So, the funny thing is this, and then I'm finna get up off of here, man. with them proving who he was and Elijah and them doing what they was doing, it would have undermined everything. You know what I'm saying? This is their God. And Elijah Muhammad is their apostle. Like I said, they traded out a white Jesus for a white Fard Muhammad. Okay? But he went to traditional Sunni Islam as well. And he actually was an imam. So what they try to do is mix him up with a person who was like alive in the 80s and like close to the 90s. Fard Muhammad didn't live to be that old, but he did live longer than Elijah Muhammad. He wasn't alive in 86 and all this other stuff. So what they do is try to take a different person who was a imam and ask him, was he Fard Muhammad? That's not the same person in them pictures. Not only with this picture, I seen the other pictures that she have of him. That's him. That's why he got the full beard. He's imitating the Arabs in that picture. He also wore forms of Salazar Kamis. I seen him in one with a sweater on, and he had like one of them Russian winter caps, but he had like a sweater over a throw, but the ones with the splits on the side, the Indian Pakistani version. So they also bring into the documentary. Now this is Muhammad Ali's wife. She's the one in the picture with giving him a birthday cake. Y'all can go watch the documentary. It's all type of people who come through and try to argue because they can't accept it. No, that ain't no way that's him. Oh, that's such a... It's been debunked. It's him. It's him. I know his granddaughter. I've seen pictures of him that she has. So anyway, they go and get his secretary. When he first started getting his start, she was there before Elijah Muhammad. So they go and find his secretary, right? She's still alive because she was a little younger. She's also in the interview, and they was like, so this picture of him with that birthday cake, because she wasn't at the party, but she was like, they was like, who is this? She was like, man, that's Fard Muhammad. They was like, you sure? She was like, yeah, I know who he is. I also seen him like that with his beard and all that stuff. I seen him on that. So people who know, like I said, I'm in the land of bogus Islam. It ain't no secret that Fard Muhammad wasn't gone and he didn't transcend, or because for the ones who believe that he was Allah. It ain't no secret. The man had kids running around here. You know what I'm saying? I personally know his granddaughter. I done sat in meetings and stuff with her. With her husband. Okay? And the funny thing is, she looked just like him. She looked just like him. Real mean. She's super mean. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's enough of that. So like my man, you know, like that means Allah, that he was Allah because he disappeared. Let me show you something, partner. That's Fard Muhammad right there. That's Fard Muhammad right there. And this is like in like maybe 1977 or something like that. Because Elijah Muhammad died in like 75. And, you know, they have different things for his birth year. Like they try to say he was born in like 1877 and different things like that. But no, he was born in like 1891 or something like that. So as you can see, he's a very old man in this picture. And if you go watch the documentary or see the whole picture, let me blow it up for him. Let me blow it up. Although he ain't gonna accept it. But y'all look at it real good. You could even tell it's him. Hold on, let me move my screenshot thing. Look, he even got the Arab beard and everything. That's Fard Muhammad, baby. Man ain't disappeared, went nowhere. That's how I know you wasn't in the loop trying to tell me something what I don't know. When wallahi, they offered me a temple. I know the lesson. I know what's taught. They wanted me to teach it. So man, anyway, and I know who you is. It's cool. You been the, even if you try to switch the pages and all that, you still talk the exact same way. You still do how you start off and do the same caps. Everybody else who watched the videos, who've been around for the longest, everybody know who you are, man. You do the exact same stuff every time something gets said about the nation or black people. The Black Islam. I'm from the land of bogus Black Islam. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, baby. They offered me a temple, my guy. That's Allah is my witness. Email me the whole charter, everything to look at, the sign, and the only reason, because my mindset was, I'm going to teach them real Islam though. I'm going to accept it and pull them in, but I'm going to teach them real Islam. And when I started asking him questions about moving like that, and asking him certain questions about, because certain things wasn't seeming right to me, dude gonna tell me, don't be questioning me. And you know, because he had them head knockers, one thing we ain't gonna never take away from him, the Nation of Islam gonna always have some people that'll get up with your glamour, you feel me? So because he had them cats that'll get up with your glamour, which we was on the phone, we wasn't in person, but the way he said to me, he was like, hey man, don't be questioning me. And he was an older individual. I'm not going to say his name, but he was an older guy. He was probably about 60, maybe at the time. And we talking about in 2002, 2003. He was probably about 60 at the time. So what I said to him was, wallahi, I said, look, let me think about it. Give me a little time to think about it. And then I'm going to get back with you. And then I never talked to him again. Never talked to him again. And you know, the sister, she would come talk to me and be like, you know, what's up? You ain't going to take that temple? Like, you know, we need you, man. You a benefit. You know, the deen. You understand the more science. You understand, I got to get robotic. You understand the Masonic stuff. You know what I'm saying? You understand behind the door that's closed. And you got the deen, what we trying to, come on, brother. I said, hey, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. But it was the way what he said to me. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was going to be problematic. So people are always speaking without knowledge, man. You don't know nothing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Talking about who done been in the ranks and all this stuff. They offered me my own temple. They ain't never offered you one. I can just tell by the way you talk, you wasn't really in the loop. But anyway, but like I said, man, I don't want to argue with you, man. We've done this before, you know, and it's just for the new shahadas, man, that y'all can see. This is because of people like this who coming with that, hey, do all that Arab stuff, oh, we this and all that other type of stuff. But look at Far Muhammad, look at they Allah sitting up there with a full beard on the Sunnah. Alright. You even got videos of Warf Deen Muhammad talking about where he seen him at and that he recognized them. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I know who you are. Warf Deen talk about that it was him. But anyway, enough of that, man. Let me wrap this up, man, because we finna go. So, I also want to tell y'all some things about be keen when it comes to the deen and pay attention. I'm going to speak on one video I seen that was funny because it's recirculating around. You know, they used to have this thing called the conscious community. It's still around, but it ain't like it was when it first started, where they would have the Hebrew Israelites, They had one Muslim named Imam Bashir from the Ahmadiyyan community. Then they had these Egyptologists. Then they had these Nuwabians, for people who know about like Sur Satan Seti and Brother Polite. These dudes in this conscious community. Then they had some people from the Nation of Islam. Then they had some people from the Moore Science Temple, the real ones, chartered temples. All right. And they would all come do this debate. And then they had the people who just was like, I'm on African religion. They was more sided with the Egyptologist guys. So anyway, they was trying to show these videos and all this proof. You know, they would have like they was selling tickets to theaters. Like they was selling out theaters, man. People was coming watching them debate and try to prove each other wrong. And they was trying to prove how the Muslims stole Salat from the Egyptians. And you know, they were showing pictures of people on the wall because they was bent over like this. Right? So dude put this video up and was showing how the Jews prayed and how it's similar to Islam. And you know, they were showing these Jews do prostration, but then they laid all the way, the Jewish dude laid out on the floor like this, and then they showed an Orthodox Christian that's supposedly praying in accordance with the Bible, which you could see this in Ethiopia, certain areas, but it don't look like Salat for real. If you actually watch them do it, just like the Jewish do, just because they put their forehead on the ground. But it's really like when you look at what they saying, like just because like it say in the Bible, according to them, which we know has been changed, that Jesus prostrated, right? Where do y'all get the part that y'all do when y'all standing up from? And then where do you get what you say? See, like we have hadiths. Where do you find in the Bible for these Jews and for these Christians where say you start off standing up like this or with your hands like this, and then you say some words, then you go into prostration, and then you say some words? Where do you get the words that you say? Where did that come from? Do they have some form of hadiths? So anyway, he showed the Jews, the video of the Jews. Then he showed the videos of the Christians. And then he showed the video of this dude from India. And it's funny because wallahi, I pulled the video up today just to watch it. I go watch it every once in a while to see this individual. So he's like an Indian Pakistani dude. And the video, you can pull it up on YouTube. It's called How to Pray in Accordance with the Quran. So dude had it, and he got several videos. It's hilarious. It make you mad and it's sad, but at the same time it's hilarious. Because he was like, I'm going to teach y'all how to pray in accordance with the Quran. You don't need any other things. You know, basically you don't need no hadiths. He's a Quranist. You don't need no madhabs. You don't need nobody to teach you. So you need the Quran. This is why the video is funny to me, because it's the same thing like I say with the other ones. So when he stand up, of course he stand up with his hands to his sides like the Shiites and the Malikis or Malikis, whichever one floats your boat. So he got his hand by his side. And then he started reciting Al-Fatiha. Why is that funny to me? Because where do you find in the Quran when you start your salat, you stand up or you talk, you say Allahu Akbar, and then you start reciting Al-Fatiha? You need a hadith for that, don't you? But then after he got through reciting Al-Fatiha, he started reciting a nice little surah. Where you get that from, and where did you get that from in the Quran? So while he's talking about you don't need hadiths, trying to destroy hadiths, he's up on a hadith. But he don't know it because somebody told him this is how you pray. Which came from hadiths. So even with these other groups, Where do y'all get this part where you stand up and you chanting these words that y'all say? Where did they come from? Is it the Lord's Prayer? And when you look at them, it's funny when you watch it. It don't even look at Salat. It don't look like Salat. So, just to show, man, where you need to use some logic. Dude, how you talk? You trying to teach people, you trying to tear down hadiths and teach people how to pray in accordance with the Quran when you using hadiths. But he didn't do ruku. And like in the Quran, it say, with your ayats, all of them ain't, you know, it's spread out, but your positions, you do get standing, you do get bowing, you do get kneeling, and you get prostration. So kneeling, when you come up from prostration, you kneeling, and then you go into your second prostration. They don't have ruku. They don't have bowing though. So how you getting your salat from the Quran, but you're not bowing? So he'll go into prostration, and he's saying some du'as and some other stuff, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. But he claimed he getting it from the Quran. That stuff that you saying while you in prostration, where you find that in the Quran? But people who be feeble-minded and can't understand, and they buy into the notion of, yeah, hadiths was written 500 and 5,000 years later. They're corrupted. They're not real. They're not reliable. How you make salat then? How you know what you're supposed to say when you in ruku? How you know what you're supposed to say when you in prostration? And this even goes for these Nation of Islam, War of Deen guys that reject hadiths. How you know how to make salat then? Like, but their mind can't fathom it. You know what I'm saying? So, me mentioning that ties into another video, but I gotta speak on one first, and then I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Cause like I said, it's Friday, you know. After Maghrib, it's Friday. I want to read a little Surat al-Kahf, right? So, and plus, you know, D's and them want to do what they got to do. So anyway, years ago, these guys from the UK, but they was like Yemeni or something, but they was born and raised in the UK. So they started going to certain Muslim villages and places in Africa, because, you know, they had a little bread, and they wanted to build some wells for them, you know, so that they could have fresh and clean water, you know, trying to get what they call Sadaqah Jariya, some benefits, something that's going to benefit them in the grave. So when they went to these villages, it was this village, it didn't even really have no men. It was all women and children. So they you know, they were, you know, like I said, some of the Salafis and other people, you know, they don't like nothing, no way. So they didn't like these guys for doing it. I think they eventually even pulled the videos. So they was going, but it was very, you know, it blew my mind. When they went to these villages, they was asking the women, they was like, you Muslim? They would be like, yeah. You was born Muslim, right? Yeah. Your parents was Muslim, right? Yeah. Then the kids, you born Muslim? Yeah. And then they would be like, who is Prophet Muhammad? And they would be like this, like, although because they was born into it, they didn't necessarily take their shahada to realize Prophet Muhammad is on the shahada. So they didn't know how to pray. They just knew that Allah was God. They heard of Prophet Muhammad, but it was more along the lines like Prophet Muhammad was like a mythical character, like he wasn't a real person. So they started reciting the hadith that there's going to come a day where Islamic knowledge going to be lost to the point where people are only going to know how to say Allah, Allah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they really not going to have knowledge of Allah, like where Allah is, what exactly Allah do. Just like right now, how you can see where the mixture is starting to come in with Allah is everywhere, Allah is in everything, Allah is nowhere, all this different stuff that's coming in where knowledge is actually being lost by people that sound like they know what they talking about. So because it was African village and because these guys was like Yemeni and this and that, people felt like they was making fun of these Africans. But they went there to go build a well and stuff for them. And they didn't know that they was gonna be like this. So I seen another video that I seen. It was an old video, but they done brought it back. You all know how TikTok redoing everything and people showing these videos and, you know, for views. So anyway, it's some African Muslim women, and I do want to put emphasis on Muslim, right? The lady is leading these young girls in Salat. I made a video. I only left it up for like a day because I didn't really want to get to arguing with the Tabligis, them jumping in my comments, and the Hanafis. They got a scholar, a Hanafi scholar, made a video talking about defending the Hanafis' position on not takbiring in Salat. So there's a hadith that they use for proof that you're not supposed to takbir in Salat. So in this hadith, where they twist the hadith up, so in my video, I read the hadith and show what the hadith really meant. So what was going on was, at the end of Salat, you have Muslims, you know, when we do this, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum, they was doing this. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Okay? And then sometimes they would stand up and do it. So when the Rasul seen them doing it, the Rasul asked them, what are y'all doing? Why y'all doing that? Why y'all flapping your hands like elephant ears, like the tail of a donkey or whatever, right? What are y'all doing? Why y'all doing that? So when they tried to explain to him, the Rasul told them to stop doing it. So these individuals tried to say that means you're not supposed to takbir in the Salat. Okay? So in this video, of course, just like a lot of stuff in the deen, that stuff lived on. You have some Muslims who still may stand up and be like this, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. They might start their prayer off like that. Or at the end, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. That tradition lived on, even though it's an authentic hadith where the Rasul said don't do that. The Hanafis try to use that hadith as why you can't takbir in the Salat, which is something that Imam Hanifa never used as dalil. This is just the new Hanafis trying to be argumentative, and now they went pulling straws, feeling like they can defend their position. So anyway, with these sisters, when I see her doing that, so she started off like this, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Now the girls behind her, they go like this. When she do it, when she turn to the right, they go like this, Bismillahi. Then they turn to the left, Bismillahi. Alright? So when they do that, then she goes into Allahu Akbar. She got a microphone. Then she goes into Ruku. They Ruku. Then she goes Allahu Akbar, raise back up. Right? Allahu Akbar, goes into prostration. So then she come back up. Now the girls, they not really sure what to do because they stand back up. Some of them did. So then when they see her prostrate again, some of them went ahead and got back down and prostrated with her. And she's saying Allahu Akbar. When she's Allahu Akbar, she's still raising her hands even when she's in prostration. Right? Now, of course, they praying with their hands by their side. So I'm trying to figure out if they feel like they Maliki or they feel like they Shiites. So with some rulings, not saying they're official, if you don't know Al-Fatiha or what to recite during prayer, some say you could just go Allahu Akbar and then go to the next position. Some say, like the Hanafi say, you should just be like this, Allahu Akbar, and if you put your hands by your side, just be like this, Alhamdulillah, 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 or whatever you know, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. and then go into the next position. Some say you could just say Allahu Akbar. So as I'm watching them, it's sad to me because they don't know how to recite, right? And where they put their hands by their side, I'm trying, because I know there's a lot of black Shiites in Africa. There's a lot of black Sufis in Africa. And some of the black Sufis pray with their hands by their side because some of them follow Maliki fiqh. So as I'm watching them, the only reason why I felt like it's a strong possibility they may have been Shiites, because they did this part. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. So I say I don't think they Maliki, I think they Shiites. But once they get done, you can see the sister with her dhikr beads. So she starts making dhikr, and some of the girls, they standing back up. It was sad to me, it made me mad because, like I said, I seen it years ago, a longer version of the video. Now they just got it chopped in a little Instagram reel where you can't really see the whole thing. And, it just made me look at it today. And I was like, man, I really asked myself, I look at this and be like, how did this happen? Like, where the men at in the video? I mean, in this village. It ain't no men around that could tell them how to teach them how to recite. Like, we're the men. We're the people around that know how to make, that could teach them how to recite. Because like I said, I'm familiar with the video and more context of the video from years ago. And I was like, it make me sad and mad at the same time because now, like years ago, I wasn't aware of the hadith where they used to do this. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. But I'm aware of the hadith and where the Rasul told them to stop. So years ago when I looked at that, I was like, man, what the heck? Where'd they get that from? But now that I have more of an understanding, I know that they're doing things according to certain people. If you don't know how to pray, you just do Allahu Akbar and go in your positions. So I know what they're doing comes from certain teachings in Islam. Not saying that they're right, because like I said, you have all type of teachings, but these are things that say it. Not, like I said, not saying it's right, because of course you're going to have some that say it's not permissible to do that. But what they say is not sufficient. You need to learn to hurry up and just say something or try to recite the Fatiha the best you can. But what if there's nobody really to teach you? And what if that's the only thing you told? You might not know the Hanafi view because you might be Maliki. What a Hanafi view is, you say Allahu Akbar and then you say Alhamdulillah, 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 then Allahu Akbar. What if all you've been told is just say Allahu Akbar and go into the other positions because you don't know what to say? So as she paused to start making dhikr, I'm just looking at her like, man, this is sad, man. Like, how did this happen? Because it make me mad at the Muslim men. Where the Muslim men at, man? This isn't supposed to happen, but at the same time, I'm aware of the hadiths where it says it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But then, as I'm looking in the comments, it's people in the comments that's saying, we from Ghana, those really women doing voodoo. So when they doing voodoo, they imitate Muslim prayers, like the Muslims. It's funny. And then, of course, it's just some people, man, they just argumentative. Like, they got to get an argument out of people. So, for whatever reason, people who don't even really know what's going on and this and that, probably just for the sake of because of what I think of it, they want to say that they was Christians. they doing a prayer of Orthodox Christians. It's a strong possibility they may have never looked at videos of Orthodox Christians praying. Because one, there's nobody standing in front leading them in Salat. They Orthodox Christians, but they just speak Arabic. Them people not Christian. One, You can watch them do dhikr with the dhikr beads at the end. She got some all white dhikr beads and she started making dhikr with her right hand. Christians don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether they speak Arabic or not. And they don't line up behind somebody leading them in the prayer. And it doesn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? You could go watch videos of them doing it. I done seen it. I've done seen it years ago. I done seen them in a group. Like they might be in a row next to each other and there might be some people behind them and they just be going at their own pace. Some of them just be doing this. They never even put their forehead on the ground. Then a couple of them may put their forehead on the ground, but it's not in unison where one person is leading them like Salat. Even with the she's standing on a Muslim prayer rug, she got her dhikr beads. But sometimes people just want to go against me, so now they got to be Christian. But they have no dalil, and they just want to make up dalil, man. It's like, quit being so argumentative, man. Them people Muslim, they just on different rulings, just like the hadith. The group of Muslims who was doing this, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, and then the girls behind her going like this. When she doing it, instead of them saying it, they just going like this. Bismillahi. Bismillahi. No Christians pray like that. No Orthodox Christians pray like that. But people just get caught up in being argumentative, man. They have to find a form of arguing, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what a person told me, man. Sometimes when you're dealing with somebody and everything is just a little argument or a nitpick, when they by themselves, they'll argue with themselves. You know what I'm saying? They'll have arguments with themselves. I'm going to tell y'all something funny, then I'm gone, man, because I've been on here long enough. I seen, I'm going to be honest. This made me say, because I've been seeing it for years. I even did it with my daughter. But it wasn't until I seen a Muslim woman doing where I said, man, us urban people, we toxic, man. We're toxic. We toxic, man. Like, so I'm sitting up looking at a Muslim woman and there's a baby. So the baby is just making regular little goo goo gaga noises. Just, a little noise here, a little noise there. And the Muslim sister started talking about, what? What you say? Oh, you got a little smart mouth. You want to fight? You want to fight? She started arguing with the baby. I mean, I understand it's playing around, but it's argumentative. Why it can't be like the baby makes some little noise and they be like, oh, I'm doing fine. And you, how you doing today? Or the baby makes some little noise and they should have said, oh, wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah. Oh, yeah, I prayed today. But instead it was, what? Who you think you talking to? Oh, I see you got a smart mouth. You want to fight? We don't realize the stuff that we be instilling. That's toxic. It's argumentative. And the Muslim sister that I seen doing it, you got a better chance at finding things that don't get on. That do get on her nerves than don't. It probably ain't nothing on this planet that don't get on her nerves. Real argumentative. Like you could be next to her chewing gum, not smacking, just chewing gum regular, and they be like, ugh, why you chewing gum? Who does that? Then you could be like, oh, okay. Then spit the gum out. Why you spit it out? Why you didn't spit it in the paper? I hate when people don't spit gum in paper. Like everything just gets on their nerves. Why your headphones so loud? I can hear what you listening through to your headphones. Like everything. Ooh, that irked my nerves when somebody got on headphones and I can hear them. Hey, let me get off here, man. But we toxic, man. We toxic. Even like, cause I be noticing, man, like us urban people, and I see the Muslims bring it to the deen. Like they talk like they arguing. You know what I'm saying? Where a person be like, hey, what you gonna do tomorrow? What the F you mean? You already know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. You know, it's just real confrontational and argumentative, man. Like, calm down, gym shoes. And this, I'm going to be honest with y'all. As a Muslim, I'm going to quit babbling. Because this is what it made me say. Because I always look and analyze and I study people. Just like my mans who be coming into my comments and been doing them, even if he trying to act like he's somebody else. I'll still be nice and gentle to him with him because I think he's a hurt person. He got some anger in him, man. You know, he may think he don't, but he too argumentative and confrontational. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that as you represent yourself as a Muslim and a person say, you know, why can't people just do it because they love the Prophet? They want to imitate. Elijah. But some of these people, man, who be argumentative and stuff like that, like it don't take much for them to feel some type of way because they also have a victim mind. They be the ones doing the attacking, but they act like you attacking them. So they feel some type of way and they start trying to hurt you. I want you to feel how I feel. I want to make you mad because I'm mad. And it really made me say, now I understand. And it helped me because now when I'm dealing with Muslim couples who want to get married and I start to see some little hurt stuff on the side on both of them, because now I really realized, I understood it, but now it's more of a, I really get it now. Hurt people really do hurt people, man. And if you dealing with somebody who got all this hurt, whatever it is, man, like you necessarily didn't do it, whether it's their past relationship, whether it's relationships with their family, their friends, or the lack thereof, maybe they don't have no friends. When you get into a relationship with them and their feelings may be hurt, but you don't know you hurt their feelings, like I said, you might have rinsed one of their spoons off and now their feelings is hurt. They're going to go into victim mode. Or you trying to act like I don't know how to wash dishes. And then before you know it, they're going to be doing little stuff that they want to be argumentative. Even if it's attention. Pay me some attention some type of way, even if you cussing me out. That toxicity, man. Hurt people, man. Get you somebody that's healed. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all gonna have a hurtful relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, man, you have friendships and people will start to take ownership over you. Like, can't nobody else be your friend but me. Like, what? What make you think that? And our friendship is based off how I feel. If I want to be your friend today, we gonna be friends. If I don't want to be your friend tomorrow, we won't be friends. But if you don't be their friend the next day, oh, see, there you go with that funny acting. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, y'all forgive me for babbling. We ain't really had no real context. And hopefully, you know, just pay attention to what I'm saying to y'all about those videos and how sad it is. There's no way that Muslim women, man, should have to be praying that way. But shout out to them for showing some initiative and trying to do something. You know, even though it's, you know, that's why you look at some people as bitter, you look at this and that. Like, I just looked at them. It's sad to me. It's sad and it make me mad at the same time. Because like I said, I seen the video years ago with more context. It wasn't just this little 30-second Instagram TikTok reel. You know what I'm saying? So I know more to the situation. So it's really sad to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just really looked at it like, man, how did this happen? Not condemning them, not knocking them. Like, I look at the Muslims and be like, how this happen? I really blame the men. Where the men at, man? So like I said, it was sad and it made me mad. I don't look at them like, look at them, they don't know they deen. Look at these stupid Muslims. They so misguided. You know what I'm saying? That didn't come to mind. Like, yo, this is sad, man. I look at this and think to myself, man, how did this happen, man? We supposed to be the maintainers of women, and look at this. And then this stuff that they doing and the way they doing it incorrect. In my head, there's an extremely strong possibility that a man told them this. But anyway, man, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.